It was the outage that brought trains to a standstill, created panic in our hospitals and cost small businesses millions. Tonight, with a government investigation underway, Optus has backflipped and will now compensate customers.
Disappointed, as usual.
I mean, it's frustrating. I've been with Optus for a couple of years and, they've always let me down.
Optus customers have had enough.
We'll definitely change service provider with Optus. I'm leaving Optus for sure.
More than 24 hours since the telco went down, and some Australians still struggle to get online today.
Optus broadband is out in postcode 3195.
Still no Optus NBN in Blackwood, Adelaide.
At Optus, why is my internet still not working? And I have been waiting over 4 hours for a response to messages on your app. Not good enough.
Despite the national chaos caused, Optus has all but ruled out refunds, saying
refunding people for 1 day is probably less than $2.
Instead, indicating they'd be rewarded for their loyalty with 200 gigs of free data for eligible customers.
Shocking look, wasn't it? Shocking look.
I think we all should be compensated. They make enough money off us. Absolutely.
It's been a clown show from Optus in terms of their communications.
We've communicated very openly and transparently.
Today, the government launched an investigation and a Senate inquiry into the outage.
It is just not good enough. Childcare centres were closed. Schools were impacted. Hospitals, public transport. Millions, and in fact, potentially billions of dollars lost in the economy because people couldn't access banking or get on with their daily work.
As 400,000 Australian businesses counted the cost.
For many of them, their payment systems were down, their orders systems were down. They were completely impacted. I think it's been a fiasco.
So with no financial compensation on the cards, how long will Australians hold the line?
Well, we again asked the Optus CEO to come on the show and she again declined. So we're joined by Darren Jackson, who runs a cafe in Wagga Wagga in regional New South Wales. He lost a lot of business thanks to yesterday's outage. Darren, how bad was it yesterday?
Hi, thanks for having me on the show. Well, here at the Good Grind, we're just a really small little cafe and takeaway with about 80% of our customers preferring to use card payments or cashless transactions. So in the wash-up, it cost me 70% of a day's takings. Now, when you look at that as just 1 day's takings, I mean, some businesses can absorb that, but I'm just a really, really small business that already in a really tough market with thin margins. It's really challenging, and setbacks like that can be quite tough.
Darren, how much money do you estimate you lost yesterday?
Oh, look, it was 70% of sales, so I'd feel more comfortable just talking about a percentage because obviously it is quite a competitive market. I'd love my competitors in this area not to know exactly the takings, but look, it was considerable and certainly hard in an industry that's been hit by a number of setbacks over a number of years.
Darren, Optus is offering 200 gigabytes free data for eligible customers. Is that going to help you with your thin margins trying to run a small business?
Absolutely not. I mean, 200 gigabits, I mean, it's a nice gesture and Optus talk about having a great platform, but really the losses that I've sustained far surpass that. And while it's a nice gesture, I think we need to see a more significant support for small businesses such as mine, but for everyone in general. When you look at this, it's affected so many Australians right across the board. And while we're focusing on my little business, I'd hate to imagine the impact it's had across the whole of Australia. It's disgusting.
Darren, Optus says they've communicated openly and transparently. What do you make of that?
Look, I couldn't disagree more. I mean, my first communication was at 9:30 via an email. Now, we all know the cafe industry, people are getting their coffees, and I'm serving coffee from 6:30 in the morning. And that was at the time that I realised that there was an issue. Now, I thought it may be just a localised issue just for me. It was by 9:30, it was way too late. I mean, my morning trade's gone and I've missed that opportunity to capitalise on my breakfast and coffee sales. So it just wasn't good enough.
I'm just glad we can talk to you, mate. In the circumstances, I was worried we wouldn't get a connection. Here's I think we've got some pictures.
Me too. I thought we were pushing it, weren't we?
We've got some pictures here. Yes. There's the lines outside Telstra yesterday. I think we've got footage of. Vodafone's had reports of a fourfold increase in sales activity. So, I mean, I can't see you in this line, but I wonder, are you going to be sticking with your provider in this situation?
Look, it's a good question, but I mean, we've got very short memories, haven't we? I think it was the 8th or 9th of May. Didn't Telstra have a massive outage as well that affected a huge amount of customers? I think the issue is is far-reaching more than just the telcos themselves. We're in a first world country that has third world internet, yet the government's pushing a strategy of a cashless society. It's really, really evident from what's happened in the past and what will happen in the future that we're not there yet. We need significant investment in our infrastructure before we can even consider making such bold moves to a cashless society. Yeah. But yet we continue pushing an agenda where we don't have the capabilities to really to achieve these goals.
Yeah, the vulnerability
is disgusting, and it's a real kick in the guts to small businesses like mine.
Makes perfect sense what you're saying. Hey, I know you don't want to tell us how much money you lost, so instead, 70% of one day's takings, I'm going to quote a figure and you just say higher or lower.
So we're playing the prices right now, aren't we?
So
it's probably not as much as you guys make, so we'll say lower.
Yeah, correct. So let me...
Why don't we swap jobs? Can I come on for a day and you can come over here and we'll see...
Get behind the machine.
I'm available and I've got no money, so I'm available. I'm cheap.
I'm going to start the bidding at $4 billion.
$4 billion. I'll say lower. If I was making that much, I wouldn't
we got
be
something
as much as I am.
Got something out of him.
Darren, thanks so much for your time. We're glad you're back online. Appreciate it.
No, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Well, late today, Optus revealed why the outage happened in a statement saying a network event, this is a quote, triggered a cascading failure which led to the shutdown. The full statement's available on our website. See if you can decode it.